Greetings and welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing the Chill Mid-Year Book Freakout tag. I was tagged in this by Heather from Fresh Parchments, so thank you. We're gonna just take it easy, chill out, talk about some books. So this one looked like fun. I know it's already August at this point, and I feel like I've gotten it just under the wire, so let's start with our first question. Number 1, the best book you've read so far in 2025. So I'd have to say the best book I've read so far is Wyrd Sisters by Terry Pratchett, and I loved it even more than Thief of Time. I really love the Witches series, and I'm really excited to read more with those characters. So Wyrd Sisters is the best book I've read so far. Question 2, the best sequel you've read in 2025. So I haven't really read any sequels this year, but I did recently reread all 4 of the Well Met series, so I guess technically the second book in that is a sequel, so I guess I'll go with Well Played, which is a wonderful book. I love that one as well. They're all amazing. I just absolutely love the Renaissance theme of it, and just Renaissance and romance, really fun. So Well Met is a very good sequel to that series, but I love all 4. Number 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. I just recently picked up Cosmic Love at the Multiverse Hair Salon, and this one was just published in June. I picked this up recently at Book & Mortar. As soon as I read the title, I was like, I need to read this book. I have no idea what it's about, but based on the title alone, I need to read Cosmic Love at the Multiverse Hair Salon. It just sounded amazing. So I picked it up, I read the synopsis, and it actually also sounds like a really good book. The title does it justice to sort of explain what it's about. An epic romance spanning the multiverse finds 2 women fighting for their happily ever after in Annie Marie's powerful debut. So it's basically these 2 women start accidentally texting each other, and then one sort of doesn't get back to the main character, and she goes to figure out why, and apparently she's been missing, but there's it's sort of like a time jump sort of story, and it sounds really fun, and I just absolutely love it. And the cover just looks so cool. I'm so excited to read this because it looks like a great sort of sci-fi sapphic book, and I'm just like, yes, that is my vibe. So that one looks really good, and that one just came out in June, so I'm excited to read that one. Question 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. So for this one, it would be Audrey Lane Stirs the Pot by Alexis Hall. This is the 3rd book in the Winner Bakes All series, which includes Rosaline Palmer Takes the Cake and Paris Dalincourt is About to Crumble. These were both absolutely amazing. It was just so good. I'm like, yes, give me a Alexis Hall romance book and Great British Baking Show. Smoosh those together. It's fantastic. So I love the theme of the baking show with an Alexis Hall romance. It's so good. So when I saw that Audrey Lane Stirs the Pot is coming out in December, I was so excited. I'm like, yes, there's another one. Give me more baking and romance, please. It's so good. So I'm very excited for that. That one should be really good. I've loved both of those books so far, and I love the idea of baking and romance. Just give me anything baking and romance. So, number 5, biggest disappointment. So I guess my biggest disappointment was Mickey Chambers' Shakes It Up. This was a grumpy sunshine romance that seemed promising. It was a bar owner, and she was an English teacher that needed a second job, and so starts working at the bar. And the characters were engaging enough, but it was just the romance aspect wasn't really delved into enough. It was just kind of we're in love because we're in love. It just didn't expand on it. It was too flimsy an excuse for why they were getting together, so I just didn't like it because of that, because the romance aspect wasn't written quite right. It could have been done well, but it just didn't work for me. I liked the characters well enough, just the premise of the romance didn't really pan out. So that one, I guess, would be my biggest disappointment, because it looked cute, but it kind of fell flat. So, then number 6, biggest surprise. I'd have to say my biggest surprise was Under Lock and Key, because I picked it up because it looked kind of silly. It was, Loch Ness Monster romance. I was like, okay, this is going to be ridiculous. And it kind of was, but it was actually written very well, and it was a very fun romance book, and the Loch Ness Monster element didn't really play too much into it. It was part of it, obviously, but it wasn't as schlocky as I thought it was going to be. It was still, your silly romance with the guy turns into the Loch Ness Monster overnight, but the characters were genuine enough, and the story and the character relationships were done well enough that it was actually a very good story, and as silly as it looks, it's actually very good. So That one was a big surprise for me because I thought it would be very silly and very stupid, but it was actually done very well. So that was my biggest surprise for the year so far. Number 7, a lot of my 5-star reads, but especially I would have to say Jobs for Girls with Artistic Flair by June Gervais. I read this last year and I just recently got a signed copy and met the author, and I was so excited to read it again. I have a review of it if you want to go check that out. It's so good. It's just so much fun. It's sort of a self-discovery, women empowerment sort of story set in the 80s. She wants to become a tattoo artist when the field really isn't open for women tattoo artists, and so there's that struggle and sort of her fighting for what she wants, and it's written so well and it's just so much fun. So that one is one of my top 5 reads, and you can go check out the review to hear more about that. And definitely, if it sounds good to you, check out that book because it's one of my favorites. Number 8, favorite new author. I would have to say my favorite new author is Virginia Mare, who's the author of Across the Great Ocean. I just started her first book, Desolation, and she is an incredible YA dystopian fantasy writer. It's so good. So Across the Great Ocean is her trilogy. She has the first 2 books out now, and she is currently working on the 3rd book. And I just started the first one. It's so good. It gets you into the world right away, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and the writing is great. So she's my favorite new author. I'm very excited to see more from her. So if you haven't already, make sure to check her out and check out her books. If you love YA dystopian fantasy, definitely check it out. Number 9, newest fictional crush. So I can't say I've really developed any new crushes on characters I've read recently, but I guess if I had to pick, I guess Simon from Well Met, though really him in character for Ren Fair as Captain Blackthorn the pirate. So, but on that topic of fictional crushes, does anyone else know the song Fictional Men by Peggy? I heard it recently and it's just like, yes, I love this song. I feel seen. Like, yes, falling in love with fictional men. It's like, yep, we've all done it. It made me think of that song, and it's like, yep, that's really good. So if you haven't listened to it, definitely check it out. It feels very relevant for really any reader, but specifically romance readers. It's like, yep, find this character and you're just like, I'm fully obsessed with you now. Number 10, newest favorite character. I'd have to say my newest favorite character is Nanny Ogg from Discworld. I am so excited to read more of the Witches series because I just read Wyrd Sisters, and we've got Granny Weatherwax, Nanny Ogg, and the youngest. I can't remember her name right now. I like Nanny Ogg the best because she's a little wild, a little crazy. She doesn't really care what anybody else thinks. She just does her own thing, and she's very boisterous and loud and fun, and I'm just like, yes, I like your vibe. You're really fun. I'm excited to read more books with you. She makes a good companion with Granny Weatherwax, who's a little more serious, a little more grumpy. So they kind of play off each other really well. But I really like Nanny Ogg and her sort of boisterous, big personality. So Nanny Ogg is my newest favorite character. And then question 11, books that made you cry. So far, what I've read this year, nothing's really made me cry because I've really been just reading lighthearted books so far. But I guess This Is How It Always Is was really heartwarming, heart-wrenching at times, so it was probably the closest to making me cry, but there was nothing, I didn't read any happy books so far this year. I've been kind of going lighter and more fun. So I definitely have cried at books. Looking for Alaska made me cry, so that, I haven't read it recently, but that's my made me absolutely sob, so. I do cry at books, but so far I've been reading happier, more upbeat books. Question 13. Most beautiful book you've bought or received this year. So recently I went to Book and Mortar, and I've been looking for a copy of Little Women because I really want to read it, and I wanted a nice copy of it because it feels like a very classic book to me, so I wanted to find a nice copy, and they had this gorgeous foil copy. Just thought it looked really nice. So it looks really pretty, and I'm really excited to start reading it because I've never read Little Women, but I'm like, I really should. It feels like one of those I need to read. It's in the collective conscious kind of thing. This is one that most people know I should read it. It sounds good. I always read the first line to make sure I vibe with the writing. So I was like, I know it's a classic and people love it, but I'm like, well, I love it. Let me read the first line. Okay, yep, I definitely want to buy this. Because because I don't want to buy books just because, like, oh, everybody says it's good. It's like, no, am I gonna like it? Because I do have that thing with classics. It looks really good, and it's such a pretty copy. I liked the foil on it, and I wanted a pretty copy of that book. They do have some, like, collector's editions that are, like, really expensive. This was reasonably priced, but a very pretty copy, so I'm excited to have it on my shelf and looking pretty. Question 14. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? So I definitely want to read way more Discworld books. I'm hoping to pick up a few more copies next time I'm out. I still have The Color of Magic, Mort, and Hogfather to read. So I'm excited for those. And I'm going to try to pick up a few more. Definitely want to get Going Postal. I've heard about that. I'm like, I definitely need to read that. I'm going to pick up the first in the Witches series. I believe it's called Equal Rights. So I can kind of start the Witches series because I'm very excited to get... I think I'm going to focus on the Witches series and the Death series because I love both sets of characters, and those are the ones I feel like I'm going to vibe with the most, and then I'm going to kind of reach out for other ones that sound good. I am hoping to eventually read all the Discworld books, get them all read, but I'm kind of going... sort of mood reading them because you really can read them in any order, which just makes me so happy because I'm such a mood reader. I need something where I have a lot to pull from, but it doesn't matter what order. I can just pull whichever ones I'm like, I really want to read this now, and I don't have to worry about reading them in order. At some point I might actually take all the series, like not the series itself, because so it's the Discworld series. I'm going to call them sets because it's confusing me to use series for both. So we've got the Death set and the Witches set. We're going to try that for now. So I might try to read those in order afterwards and things like that. I am having a glorious time just sort of picking around, trying out different Discworld books, so I'm excited about that. I also obviously want to read Cosmic Love in the Multiverse Hair Salon, since I just picked that up and it just looks so much fun. I'll have to read that at some point. And I also really want to read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because I've seen the movie, but I've never actually read the book, and I think I will absolutely love it. So I love quippy sci-fi. That's a good combo for me. So I'm excited to actually read Hitchhiker's Guide. I feel sort of remiss in not having read it. Those are some of the things that I'm looking forward to reading in the next half of the year. That's my chill mid-year freak out book tag. And I'm going to tag a few others. Absolutely no worries if this is way too late to start tagging people in a mid-year thing, but I'll tag a few people, and at the very least, make sure to go check them out. I'm going to tag Bonnie from Bonnie Nicole Writes and Jess from Jess Book Girl TV. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.